Hello, my name is Aaron Balke, and today I'm going to be breaking down and showing off my newest application, a TUI-based language learning application called Conju. If you're interested in it and want to check out the source code, there should be a link in the description to get all of that good stuff. Hope you enjoy. So this application was sort of my introduction to Golang. Golang is a new language for me. I've been mostly spending the last 3 or 4 months working in JavaScript and Node.js and React, that sort of stuff. And I haven't really spent any time using TUIs, and so this was the first time to really get into TUIs myself as well. So, the whole reason I built this application was I'm trying to learn Spanish in my free time. I spend an hour or two a day learning Spanish, and one of the things I find really hard personally is conjugating verbs. And so that's figuring out in what tense, in what sort of situation you would use a certain verb over another. And so I created this application to help me first learn Golang and all, but also learn my Spanish stuff a little bit easier. And so I guess we'll just show off the functionality of the application. The application is built using Charm's Bubbletea TUI framework, and so we'll go over all the details on that, but that's doing most of the hard visual labor of the TUI application, so shout out to them for all they do and all. So first thing we gotta do is set up some parameters and settings for this assessment and game for conjugating verbs we're gonna do. So first thing is, what language are you wanting to do this conjugation stuff in? And my answer is Spanish in this case. You will notice on all of these there is a little help menu at the bottom that you can toggle, so that's there as well. The next question is, what sort of tense are you going for when it comes to conjugating? So we can choose present, preterite, future, subjunctive, imperfect, where you want to conjugate in. So we'll do present for this demonstration. Next one is, how long of a duration do you want this game to be, this assessment? And for demonstration purposes, we can do 1 minute. So next thing is just to confirm all of these options. If all of it looks good, we'll just hit enter again. And then this is the actual assessment. And so as we can see, it's got the nosotros sentir form. If you're not a Spanish speaker or not trying to learn Spanish, this is just saying we and then feel. So how would you say we feel from these two words? And so the answer in Spanish would be to say sentimos. So as you can see, if you get a good answer, you will have a audio response using FFplay. FFmpeg will play a little happy sound if you get the correct answer, and we can see the count has increased. Next one is ustedes pedir, which would be, I believe, piden. So get another happy sound and all that good stuff. Now, what happens if you get the incorrect sound? If you get the incorrect option, it'll give you a incorrect sound, and it will turn red to let you know, hey, you entered something incorrectly. You can also see the timer has turned red because I'm running out of time for this 1 minute test. So we'll quickly just do miersen, miersemos. So this is sort of the game mode, the assessment, how it works. And when the timer runs out, you will then go to the evaluation page, which just says that you completed a Spanish present test and it took 1 minute. You answered 4 in that amount of time, and so 4 per minute is your amount of correct answers in that amount of time in a minute. And as you can see, export score to conju.csv. Once you have completed a assessment, it will then save your score in a CSV to keep track of. That way you can compare in the past and into the future how well you're doing to make sure you're getting better with time, So that's how the application works. The application uses the Charm Bubbletea TUI framework, as I had mentioned. It also uses LibGloss, which is by Charm as well. LibGloss is sort of like the CSS of TUI of the Bubbletea TUI application framework. And so a lot of the like color stuff here that you're seeing, so this like blue outline of border was created using LibGloss to specify the colors. The italicized text was using LibGloss. The other thing that is used in this application is Charm's bubbles, like component library effectively is how it works. They've got these pre-made components. So that text input you saw on the duration model page was created using bubbles. The lists that we had for the different languages and tenses also used the same library and components. And in the big picture, the way Charm's Bubbletea library works is it follows the Elm architecture. And what Elm is a functional language that compiles down into JavaScript. So it's sort of a functional wrapper for JavaScript front-end applications, effectively. And it's kind of a repainting. I'm sure a lot of folks know about MVC, model view and controller sort of architectures. It's a very similar idea where you have a model view and update sets or portions. And so the model of your application stores the state of the application. And so if you have your main model, that stores stuff that's controlled all over the place. And then you have like smaller nested models that control the state of just a smaller portion. So in my situation, I have a model for the settings. So all of the setting information, which language has been selected, which tense has been selected, which duration has been selected, are all included in that settings model, nested within the main model. And then you also have the actual game model, which keeps track of like the score you got going. So the count of how many you had correct, how much time is left, that's kept in the game model. And then the performance model, there's not much going on there, but it just takes stuff from the previous models and makes it all pretty to show you this page, the four correct in 1 minute, that sort of stuff. And so that's the Elm architecture, and Bubbletea is effectively the same thing. You got the model to store the state, the view to show the what's visually being presented, and then the update method, which controls the state changes. So updates the controller in an MVC model. So what's changing and what's getting updated throughout the life cycle and the usage of the app. Bubbletea also has the way things get updated and changes are sent through the update method is through messages. That's stuff like key presses. If I press enter key, that sends a message to the update model or update method, to say, hey, a key was pressed, the enter key was pressed, what do we have to do now? And sometimes that's nothing, sometimes that's something. All depends on how it's written. Other examples would be like the timer ticks, which are being kept track of by Bubbletea, so that timer's constantly being kept track of. The window initializing to get a full screen application, that sort of stuff is also messages. Some other tech being used in this application, all of the language data is being stored as SQLite databases. And the nice part about that is it's very easy for working with. You don't have this crazy like single database that you have to keep everything in. You just have a bunch of small databases. So if you only are learning Spanish, you won't need a French database. You won't need a Chinese database. And if you're wanting to customize and use Conju for something very specific, a very specific language. I'm just thinking of ones people may not have as many people studying, like Esperanto or Navajo, something like that. You can make your own SQL database and add that into Conju in order to run the conjugations against. It does also use FFmpeg through FFplay to play the audio during the game or assessment. If you don't have FFmpeg or FFplay installed, it will not have the audio play, but that is also something going on in there. It's just sending a additional process through the command line to FFplay to play a little MP3 that's included in the repository. And yeah, that is my newest application, my first real one using Golang. I hope you enjoyed. It was fun learning all the different things with Golang. To be honest with you, Golang was not that much of a problem. The problem was learning the Elm architecture for me, but it was fun to learn, and I'm planning on using TUIs more in my life, integrating TUIs like this in like learning Spanish or other little things that I need personally in non-tech related things I think would be exciting. And the only other thing is I will be having, I've been working on a big React and Node.js WebSocket program the last couple months. And so my hope is to have that as the next video. So look forward to that, and subscribe if you're interested in that as well. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good one.